Picture yourself on a rocky shore in 870 AD, the icy sea spray stinging your face, the briny tank of salt heavy in the air. Your calloused hands grip a worn axe, its wooden handle rough as a longship creaks, its prow slicing through mist, ready for a raid. You're a Viking, bound for a life of brutal survival. Step into the Viking Age, where Norse raiders sailed from Scandinavia's fjords to plunder Europe's coasts, striking fear from Lindisfarne in 793 AD to far-flung shores. Per the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, these warriors faced relentless seas, bloody battles, and a world where strength was all. Per sagas like Egil's Saga, in this soothing journey, we'll explore 6 facets of a raider's brutal life voyages: training, combat, camps, outcast, status, and death's shadow, revealing why survival was a fleeting hope. Archaeological finds of shipwrecks and graves paint their harsh world. Your modern comfort, safety, stability would crumble here, where savagery ruled. Settle in. Let the gentle rhythm of their saga unfold, guiding you through a distant, windswept era. And yet, the world spun on for a moment. Picture yourself on a rugged Scandinavian shore in 878, the air sharp with the briny temps of the sea, its icy spray misting your face as you stand on jagged rocks, their cold, uneven surface biting through your leather boots. You're a Viking, raider, your coarse, woolen tunic damp with sweat, clinging to your skin as you grip a heavy wooden shield, its iron rim cool against your calloused palm. The wind howls, carrying the faint smoke of a nearby forge, its acrid scent mingling with the earthy musk of wet moss. Per archaeological finds of Viking training sites in Norway, feel the smooth haft of an axe, its oak grain worn as you swing it in practice, muscles straining under the weight. Per Egil's Saga descriptions of warrior drills, hear the clash of shields, a sharp crack echoing off the cliffs as your crew spars, their grunts blending with the crash of waves. Per Heimskringla accounts of relentless training. This is the world of a Viking raider, where brutal preparation forged warriors through pain and endurance, leaving little room for weakness. Step into this windswept, grueling scene now, and let the gentle rhythm of its tale unfold, revealing why your modern reliance on comfort would falter in this era of unyielding discipline. And yet, the world spun on for a moment. You stand on the rocky shore, the air thick with the chill of dawn, its bite seeping through your tunic. Per accounts of Viking clothing in the saga of the Greenlanders, the ground is strewn with pebbles, their sharp edges pressing into your boots as you face a sparring partner, his shield raised. Per archaeological evidence of training grounds near Rib, feel the rough weave of your cloak, its wool heavy as you block a blow, the impact jarring your arm. Per saga descriptions of bruising practice bouts, hear the sharp grunt of your opponent, his breath misting in the cold, blending with the distant clang of a smithy where axes are forged. Per finds of ironworking tools in Viking settlements, smell the faint temps of sweat-soaked leather, your shields, straps worn as you swing again. Per Poetic Edda, tales of warriors' honing skills. Historical records show training was relentless, with injuries common. Per bioarchaeological studies of Viking skeletons, revealing healed fractures. Your hand grips the axe, its weight steady as you push through pain. Weakness, a luxury you can't afford. Your modern ease gyms, safety gear would crumble here, where strength was carved through hardship. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you move to the forge, the air hotter now, per excavations of 9th century forges in Burka. The fire roars, its heat searing, as you hammer a blade, its surface glowing red. Per the saga of Olaf Tryggvason, accounts of warriors crafting weapons. Feel the smooth handle of the hammer, its oak worn, as sparks fly, stinging your arm. Per archaeological finds of slag heaps. Hear the rhythmic clang of metal on anvil, a steady beat blending with the bellows wheeze. Per records of Viking ironworking. Smell the acrid smoke, its bite sharp as you shape the axe, its edge honed for raids. Per studies of Viking weaponry showing meticulous craftsmanship. Training extended beyond combat to crafting, with warriors forging their own tools. Per saga, accounts, but burns and exhaustion were risks. Per skeletal evidence of smith injuries. Your hand aches, the hammer heavy, as you work. The forge's heat a test of endurance. Your modern tools machines, safety would falter here, where skill was forged in fire. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, the shore grows dim, the air colder. Per Heimskringler descriptions of coastal drill sites. The rocks are slick with seaweed, their slimy texture treacherous. As you practice shield wall tactics, per archaeological reconstructions of Viking battle formations, feel the coarse strap of your shield, its leather frayed, as you lock arms with your crew, their bodies pressing close. Per Egil's saga tales of group drills, hear the sharp crack of wood, a shield splintering under a blow, blending with the wind's howl. Per accounts of intense sparring, smell the damp wool of your tunic, its fibers soaked with sweat. As you parry, your muscles burning. Per biocheological studies showing strain injuries in Viking warriors. Training was brutal, with broken bones and sprains common. Per grave finds revealing trauma. Your hand grips the shield, its rim cold, as you brace for another strike. Pain, a constant teacher. Your modern comfort strainers, rest days would vanish here, where preparation demanded relentless grit. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, night falls, the air thick with the salty temps of the sea, as you rest by a fire on the shore. Its crackle soft. Per saga accounts of training camps. Feel the coarse weave of the blanket, muscles aching from hours of drills. Per the saga of Grettir, describing warriors' exhaustion. Hear the low murmurs of your crew, their voices weary, sharing tales of past raids. Per poetic Edda storytelling traditions, smell the faint smoke of the fire, its warmth fleeting, mingling with the fishy odor of dried herring, your only meal. Per 9th century diet records, training left warriors scarred, with infections from cuts common. Per studies of Viking remains showing septic wounds. Your hand rests on the axe, its blade cool. As you drift, the fire's glow a faint comfort. Your modern life medical care, rest would falter here, where pain shaped every warrior, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, reflect on this era where Viking raiders forged strength on rocky shores, the air thick with smoke, and the clash of shields under starry skies. You lie by the fire, the blanket's rough weave a thin shield, as the sea's rhythm lulls you, the ache of training lingering. Feel the cold rocks, their chill seeping as you drift. The crew's murmurs, fading into a weary hum. Hear the groan of a world of discipline, its warriors honed through pain. Historical record sagas, grave finds paint, a life where training was as brutal as battle. Per studies like the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, noting warrior losses, smell the faint tang of leather, a reminder of endless drills. As the forge's heat lingers, your modern world safety, ease would crumble here, where endurance was everything. Let this scene fade, its quiet hardship a testament to their struggle. As we move to the next trial-violent raids, where blood and chaos ruled, and yet the world spun on for a moment. Picture yourself crouched in a longship's prow in 870 AD, the air thick with the briny sting of sea spray, its icy chill biting your face as the shore of a foreign village looms through dawn's mist. You're a Viking raider, your coarse woolen tunic damp, heavy with the weight of a chainmail vest, its iron links cold against your chest, per archaeological finds of Viking armor in Norway. Your calloused hand grips a blood-stained axe, its oak handle smooth as the longship grates against a pebbled beach, its timbers creaking per Anglo-Saxon Chronicle accounts of coastal raids. The faint scent of burning thatch wafts from the village, its acrid smoke curling as screams pierce the air, blending with the clash of steel, per annals of Ulster descriptions of violent Norse attacks. Feel the rough leather strap of your shield, its wood splintered from past battles as you leap ashore, heart pounding. Hear the roar of your crew, their war cries echoing as you charge per Egil saga tales of brutal combat. This is the world of a Viking raider, where raids were chaotic, bloody gambles, and death lurked in every clash. Step into this fierce, smoky scene now, and let the gentle rhythm of its tale unfold, revealing why your modern reliance on safety would falter in this era of relentless violence. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you sprint toward the village, the air heavy with the sharp tang of smoke, its haze stinging your eyes as flames lick the thatched roofs. Per chronicles, like the Chronicle of the Grey Friars, noting burn settlements, the pebbled beach crunches under your boots, their leather worn, per archaeological evidence of Viking footwear from York. Feel the weight of your axe, its blade glinting as you swing at a fleeing villager, their coarse linen tunic tearing per saga accounts of merciless raids. Hear the sharp clang of steel, a defender's sword striking your shield, its impact jarring your arm per Heimskringla descriptions of close combat. Smell the metallic scent of blood, its coppery temps mixing with the charred odor of burning wood as chaos erupts per 9th century records of sacked monasteries like Lindisfarne. Historical evidence shows raids were deadly, with 20 to 30% of raiders killed or wounded per bioarchaeological studies of Viking graves revealing sword cuts. Your hand grips the shield, its rim cold, as you press forward, the village a whirlwind of violence. Your modern world police safety would crumble here, where combat was a brutal dance. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you weave through the village, the air thick with the sour stench of fear, sweat-soaked bodies colliding as villagers flee, their cries shrill per Boccaccio-inspired accounts of panic in raided towns. The muddy path is slick, its surface churned by trampling feet, per archaeological digs of 9th century settlement sites. Feel the coarse weave of your cloak, its hem heavy with mud as you dodge a spear, its iron tip grazing your shield, Per the saga of Olaf Tryggvason tales of narrow escapes. Hear the scream of a wounded comrade, their voice hoarse, blending with the crackle of burning huts. Per chronicles documenting village destruction. Smell the faint rot of a spilled grain sack, its contents trampled as you seize a silver cross. Per finds of looted church artifacts in Viking hordes. Raids were treacherous, with betrayal by allies common. Per sagas like the saga of Grettir, noting crew disputes. Your hand tightens on the axe, its handle slick with sweat as you fight. Death, a constant shadow. Your modern peace order. Law would vanish here, where survival hinged on savagery. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you duck behind a hut, the air hotter, thick with the acrid smoke of burning straw, its glow casting shadows on the timber walls. Per archaeological evidence of charred village remains. The ground is littered with broken pottery, its shards sharp underfoot. Per digs at raided sites like Repton. Feel the smooth edge of your shield, its wood battered as you block a villager's pitchfork, its prongs scraping. Per annals of Ulster, accounts of desperate defenders. Hear the thud of an arrow striking nearby, its shaft quivering in a wall. Per finds of Viking-era arrowheads. Smell the metallic temps of blood on your axe, its blade stain as you push forward. Per saga descriptions of relentless combat. Historical records show capture meant slavery or death, with prisoners rarely spared. Per chronicles like John of Forden's Scotichronicon. Your body ached, muscles straining as you fight. The chaos overwhelming wounds, a constant threat. Per skeletal evidence of battle trauma. Your modern safety hospitals, refuge would falter here, where every clash was a gamble. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, night falls, the air colder, carrying the stench of charred wood and blood. As the raid winds down, per chronicles noting swift Viking strikes. The village lies in ruins, its embers glowing faintly. Per archaeological surveys of burned settlements. Feel the coarse strap of your shield, its weight heavy as you drag a sack of looted silver, its clink muffled. Per finds of Viking hordes in England. Hear the low groans of the wounded, your crew tending their own, their voices weary. Per Egula's saga accounts of post-raid losses. Smell the faint tang of sweat-soaked leather, your tunic torn as you board the Longship, its planks creaking. Per shipwreck evidence showing heavy use. Raids left raiders scarred with infections from cuts common. Per bioarchaeological studies of septic wounds in Viking remains. Your hand grips the sack, its canvas rough, as you slump against the hull, exhaustion settling in. Your modern care paramedics, antiseptics would crumble here, where wounds festered in the dark. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you rest on the Longship, the air thick with the briny temps of the sea, its waves lapping softly, a stark contrast to the raid's chaos. Per Heimskringla descriptions of retreats. The deck is slick, its planks cold, as you lie on a thin blanket, its wool scratchy. Per accounts of Viking sleeping arrangements. Feel the smooth edge of your axe, its blade still warm as you clean it, the blood's metallic scent lingering. Per saga, tales of weapon care. Hear the soft murmurs of your crew, their voices low, counting loot or mourning losses. Per poetic Edda storytelling traditions. Smell the faint rot of damp ropes, their hemp frayed as the ship rocks. per archaeological finds of rigging. Historical records show raids were a deadly gamble, with many raiders falling to defenders or betrayal, per chronicles estimating high casualty rates. Your body shudders, a cut stinging as you drift, the sea's rhythm, a grim lullaby. Your modern life security, healing would falter here, where violence ruled, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, reflect on this era, where Viking raiders faced bloody chaos, the air thick with smoke and the clash of steel under burning skies. You lie on the Longship, the blanket's coarse weave a faint comfort as the waves' rhythm lulls. You, the raid's terror fading, feel the cold planks, their chill seeping as you drift. The crew's murmurs, a weary hum. Hear the groan of a world of violence, its raiders forged in blood. Historical record sagas, grave finds paint, a life where combat claimed many, per studies like the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle noting raid losses. Smell the faint tang of blood, a reminder of the day's cost as the chaos lingers. Your modern world's safety, order would crumble here, where survival was a brutal fight. Let this scene fade, its quiet hardship, a testament to their struggle. As we move to the next trial, precarious camps, where rest was as harsh as battle. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, picture yourself in a windswept Viking camp, 870 AD, nestled on a rugged foreign shore, where the air carries the sharp tang of damp earth and the faint smoke of a smoldering fire, its embers glowing faintly in the dusk. You're a Viking raider, your coarse woolen tunic damp, clinging to your skin as you huddle beneath a tattered tent of patched hides, its rough texture brushing your shoulder. Per archaeological finds of temporary camps like those at Repton, the ground is uneven, strewn with pebbles and wet grass, their chill seeping through your worn leather boots. Per excavations of Viking encampments, feel the smooth handle of a wooden spoon, its grain worn as you scoop thin gruel from a clay pot, its watery scent barely masking the staleness of old grain. Per 9th century Norse diet records, hear the low crackle of the fire, blending with the distant howl of wind and the murmurs of your crew, their voices weary. Per Heimskringli accounts of camp life, smell the faint rot of damp hides, the tents seems leaking, fostering disease. Per bioarchaeological studies of Viking remains showing infections. This is the world of a Viking raider, where camp life was a brutal test of endurance, with meager shelter and constant threats. Step into this cold, smoky scene now, and let the gentle rhythm of its tale unfold, revealing why your modern reliance on comfort would falter in this era of precarious survival. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you sit by the fire, the air thick with the acrid scent of burning driftwood, its smoke stinging your eyes as the tent flaps in the wind, its hides creaking. Per archaeological evidence of makeshift shelters in Torksey, the ground is damp, its muddy surface clinging to your boots. Per digs revealing churned camp soils, feel the coarse weave of your cloak, its wool heavy with moisture. As you wrap it tighter, the chill relentless. Per the saga of Olaf Tryggvason descriptions of exposed camps, hear the soft clink of looted silver in a nearby sack, its faint gleam, a reminder of the raid's cost. Per finds of Viking hordes in England, smell the sour tang of fermenting barley, a meager ale brewing in a clay jug. Per 9th century brewing records, Historical records show camps were breeding grounds for disease, with dysentery and infections common, per studies of skeletal remains revealing septic wounds. Your hand grips the spoon, its wood rough, as you eat, the gruel tasteless, hunger a constant ache. Your modern comforts warm homes, sanitation would crumble here, where survival was a daily battle, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, you shift on the ground, the pebbles sharp under a thin blanket, its wool scratchy, per accounts of Viking bedding in the saga of Grettir. The air grows colder, carrying the faint musk of wet earth from a nearby stream, its trickle a soft hum, per archaeological surveys of camp water sources. Feel the smooth edge of your axe, its blade cold, propped beside you, ready for sudden threats. Per Egil's saga, tales of camp ambushes. Hear the low growl of a crewmate, arguing over loot, their voices tense. Per chronicles like the annals of Ulster, noting camp disputes. Smell the faint rot of discarded fish bones, their odor drawing rats. Per studies of camp refuse pits, camps were precarious, with raids by locals or rival Vikings frequent. Per archaeological evidence of defensive ditches around sites like York, your hand rests on the axe, its weight steady as you watch the fire, tension simmering among the crew. Your modern safety security, warmth would falter here, where danger lurked in every shadow, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, night falls, the air heavy with the damp chill of the shore. As you lie under the tent, its hides sagging, leaking cold droplets, per descriptions of Viking camps in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. The ground is hard, its grass damp, seeping through the blanket, per excavations showing sparse camp bedding. Feel the coarse strap of your shield, its wood worn as you pull it close, a makeshift pillow, per saga, accounts of warriors sleeping armed. Hear the soft rustle of the tent, its hides flapping, blending with the distant hoot of an owl, per poetic Edda references to eerie camp nights. Smell the faint mold of your tunic, its fibers soaked, fostering skin infections, per biochirological studies of Viking dermatitis. Historical records show camps lacked sanitation, with 20 to 30% of raiders dying from disease or exposure, per studies of mass graves. Your body aches, the cold deepening as you drift. The fires crackle a faint lullaby. Your modern care hygiene, warmth would crumble here, where hardship was home. And yet the world spun on. For a moment, dawn breaks, the air thick with fog, its damp chill clinging to your skin as you rise. Muscles stiff from the cold ground, per Heimskringla accounts of weary mornings. The camp stirs, its tents sagging, per archaeological finds. Of temporary structures, feel the smooth rim of a clay cup, its surface cool as you sip sour ale, its taste bitter, per 9th century diet records. Hear the low grumble of your crew, their voices hoarse, repairing a torn sail, per evidence of camp maintenance in shipwreck finds. Smell the faint smoke of a rekindled fire, its warmth fleeting as you chew dried fish, its fishy temps sharp, per studies of scarce provisions. Camps were vulnerable, with starvation and infighting common, per chronicles like John of Forden's Scotochronicon. Your hand brushes the tent's hide, its texture rough as you work, exhaustion a constant. Wait, your modern, life-abundant food. Shelter would falter here, where survival demanded resilience, and yet the world spun on for a moment. You patrol the camp's edge, the air carrying the faint scent of pine from a nearby forest, its needles crunching underfoot per archaeological surveys of camp locations. The ground is uneven, its rocks sharp per digs of Viking encampments. Feel the coarse handle of your spear, its shaft worn as you scan for threats per Egil's saga tales of vigilant guard. Hear the soft clatter of a crewmate sharpening a blade, its rhythm steady, blending with the wind's moan, per accounts of camp routines. Smell the damp earth, its musk heavy as rain threatens, per chronicles noting frequent storms. Historical records show camps were chaotic, with disease and conflict cutting lives short. Per studies estimating high mortality in Viking armies. Your hand grips the spear, its weight grounding as you stand watch, the camp's fragility a constant fear. Your modern world stability, medicine would crumble here, where every day tested endurance. And yet the world spun on. For a moment reflect on this era, where Viking raiders endured precarious camps. The air thick with smoke, and the chill of damp earth under starry skies. You lie under the tent, the blankets coarse weave, a thin shield, as the fires crackle. Lulls you, the camp's hardships lingering. Feel the cold ground, its pebbles pressing as you drift. The crew's murmurs fading into a weary hum. Hear the groan of a world without comfort, its raiders battered by exposure. Historical record sagas, camp excavations paint a life where disease and danger thrived. Per studies like the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, noting losses, smell the faint rot of damp hides, a reminder of fragility as the camp's trials linger. Your modern life warmth, safety, would crumble here, where survival was a fleeting hope. Let this scene fade, its quiet hardship a testament to their struggle. As we move to the next trial outcast status, shaping a raider's lonely path, and yet the world spun on for a moment. Picture yourself on a storm-swept shore in 870 AD, the briny sea spray stinging your face, its chill cutting through your coarse woolen tunic as you, a Viking raider, grip a bloodied axe, its oak handle smooth in your calloused hand. Dark clouds churn above, their shadows flickering on the rocky beach per Anglo-Saxon Chronicle accounts of Norse landings. The faint scent of charred wood drifts from a raided village, its embers glowing faintly per archaeological finds of burned settlements. Feel the rough leather strap of your battered shield, its wood scarred, pressing against your arm. Per Viking grave finds showing battle damage. Hear the distant clash of steel, a reminder of a recent fight, blending with the wind's howl. Per Egil's saga tales of brutal combat. Smell the metallic tang of blood on your tunic, its fibers torn, as death looms battle, storm, or betrayal ever near. This is the Viking raider's world, where death shadowed every step. Step into this grim, wind-swept scene and let its gentle rhythm unfold, revealing why your modern safety would falter in this era of relentless peril. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you trudge along the shore, the sea's salty, temps heavy, waves crashing against slick rocks under your worn boots, per archaeological surveys of Viking coastal sites. Your chainmail vest, cold and heavy, presses against your chest. Per finds of armor in Norway. Feel the coarse cloak, mud-soaked, as you scan for ambush per Heimskringla accounts of sudden attacks. Here the axe clinked against your shield, its rhythm grim, mixing with gull cries. Per poetic Edda descriptions of eerie shores. Smell the faint rot of seaweed, fostering disease. Per bioarchaeological studies of Viking infections. Chronicles show death was constant, with 20 to 30% of raiders falling in combat. Per annals of Ulster. Your hand grips the axe, its blade cool, each step a gamble. Your modern world hospitals, security would crumble here, where death was a breath away. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, in a makeshift camp, the air thick with smoky driftwood. You huddle by a fire, its embers faint. Per excavations at Torksey, the ground's pebbles bite through a thin blanket. Per digs of Viking camps. Feel the shields, worn wood, propped close. Per the saga of Olaf Tryggvason, tales of armed rest. Hear a crewmate's low growl, arguing over loot. Per the saga of Grettir, accounts of betrayal. Smell the sharp temps of dried fish, your only meal. Per 9th century diet records. Betrayal was deadly, with raiders turning on each other. Per chronicles, noting crew conflicts. Your hand brushes the blanket, its wool scratchy, as you watch for treachery. Per saga tales of camp murders. Your modern safety law trust would falter here, where loyalty was thin, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, night falls, the air cold, carrying wet sand's musk, as you lie under a leaking tent of hides. Per Heimskringla descriptions of exposed camps. The damp grass chills through the blanket. Per archaeological finds of sparse bedding. Feel the shield's strap, a guard against attack. Per Egil's saga, tales of vigilant nights. Hear the wolf's distant howl, eerie, blending with the tent's creak. Per poetic Edda references to wild nights. Smell the tunic's mole, fostering sores. Per studies of Viking dermatitis. Disease killed as many as battles, with infections rampant. Per bioarchaeological evidence of septic wounds. Your body aches, a cut stinging, as the fire's crackle lulls you. Your modern care antibiotics. Warmth would crumble here, where death waited in every shadow. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, dawn breaks, fog thick, its chill clinging as you rise, stiff from the cold ground. Per the saga of Grettir, accounts of weary mornings. The camp's tents sag. Per archaeological surveys. Feel the axe's handle, cold, as you sharpen it. The whetstones scrape steady. Per saga tales of weapon care. Hear the crew's hoarse murmurs, planning raids. Per Anglo-Saxon chronicle, accounts of campaign. Smell the fire's faint smoke as you chew gritty bread. Per diet studies. Storms claimed many, with shipwrecks common. Per finds off Denmark. Your hand grips the axe, death's shadow near your modern life safety. Medicine would falter here, where every moment risked all. And yet the world spun on. For a moment, reflect on this era, where Viking raiders lived under death's shadow. The air thick with smoke, and the sea's rhythm. You lie by the fire, the blankets weave a faint comfort, as waves lull you, peril fading. Feel the cold ground, its chill seeping as the crew's murmurs hum. Hear the world's groan, raiders ever at risk. Per sagas and grave finds, noting high casualties. Smell the blood's temps, a reminder of cost as danger lingers. Your modern safety care, stability would crumble here, where survival was fleeting. Let this scene fade, its hardship a testament to their struggle. as we reflect on the Viking legacy. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, picture yourself by a dying campfire on a rocky Scandinavian shore, 870 AD. The air heavy with the briny temps of the sea, its faint waves lapping against the pebbled beach. Their soft rhythm a quiet lullaby in the twilight. You're a Viking. Raider, your coarse woolen tunic, worn thin, its frayed fibers brushing your skin as you sit weary on a cold stone. Its surface rough under your calloused hands. The fire's embers glow faintly, their smoky scent curling, mingling with the crisp musk of pine from a nearby forest. Per archaeological finds of Viking campsites in Norway. Feel the smooth haft of your axe, its blade cool, propped beside you. A silent companion after countless raids, per Egil's saga descriptions of battle-worn warriors. Hear the distant hoot of an owl, its cry soft, blending with the wind's gentle moan through the fjord, per poetic Ida, tales of eerie nights. Smell the faint rot of damp leather, your boots sodden from sea and shore, per bioarchaeological studies of Viking infections. This is the world of the Viking raider, a brutal saga of endurance, violence, and isolation that reshaped medieval Europe, leaving a legacy carved in blood and fire. Step into this quiet, fading scene now, and let the gentle rhythm of its tale unfold, reflecting on a life where survival was a fleeting hope, and why your modern comforts would crumble in this era of relentless hardship. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you sit by the fire, the air thick with the chill of dusk, its icy breath seeping through your tunic, per Heimskringla accounts of cold Scandinavian nights. The ground is strewn with pine needles, their sharp scent grounding, as you wrap a tattered cloak tighter, its coarse wool scratchy, per archaeological finds of Viking clothing in Burka. Reflect on the brutal sea voyages, where you rode through storms, the Longship's planks creaking under crashing waves, per Anglo-Saxon chronicle records of perilous journeys. Feel the weight of those weeks at sea, the oars, blisters, raw, as hunger gnawed with scurvy, claiming many, per studies of Viking remains showing vitamin deficiencies. Hear the faint echo of the sea, its rhythm a memory of survival's cost. Per shipwreck finds off Denmark, your hand rests on the stone, its cold surface steady, as you recall the relentless training, sparring on rocky shores, your shield splintering under blows, per Egil's saga tales of grueling drills. The fire's crackle softens, a reminder of the forge's heat where you shaped your axe. Burns a constant risk, per archaeological evidence of smithy scars. Your modern world comfort, safety would falter here, where every voyage tested life itself, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, the embers flicker, their faint glow casting shadows, as the air carries the distant tang of salt, a reminder of the raids that defined you, per annals of Ulster accounts of violent Norse attacks. The beach stretches dark, its pebbles glinting, per archaeological surveys of raided coasts. Feel the smooth edge of your shield, its wood battered, as you recall charging through burning villages, the clash of steel ringing. Per the saga of Olaf Tryggvason descriptions of chaotic combat. Hear the screams of defenders, their voices fading into smoke as blood stained your axe. Per bioarchaeological studies of Viking graves showing sword wounds. Smell the charred scent of thatch, its acrid tang lingering as you looted silver, per finds of church hoards in England. Raids were a gamble, with death or capture ever near, per chronicles estimating 20 to 30% raider losses. Your hand grips, the cloak, its fibers frayed as you reflect on precarious camp life. Huddled under leaking tents, disease festering in damp straw, per excavations at Repton, your modern safety hospitals, warmth would crumble here, where every raid risked everything. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, the fire dims, the air colder, carrying the faint musk of wet earth. As you lean against the stone, its chill seeping through your tunic, per poetic Ida, references to lonely nights, the fjord's mist curls, its dampness clinging, per Heimskringla descriptions of coastal camps. Feel the coarse blanket at your side, its wool heavy, as you recall your outcast status, shunned by village longhouses, their doors barred, per sagas like the saga of Grettir. Hear the distant laughter from a feast hall, its warmth, a world apart, as you sat alone. Your crew's loyalty thin, per Anglo-Saxon chronicle, accounts of exiled raiders. Smell the faint rot of your pouch, its dried fish, scarce, a reminder of poverty's push to raid, per 9th century diet records. Isolation was your shadow, with betrayal a constant threat, per chronicles noting crew disputes. Your hand brushes the axe, its blade cool, as you reflect on death's constant presence battle, storm, or treachery, claiming most, per studies of Viking skeletons revealing violent trauma. Your modern life community, care would falter. Here, where solitude and danger ruled. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, the night deepens, the air thick with the briny scent of the sea. Its waves a soft murmur, per the saga of Olaf Tryggvason, accounts of shore camps. The fire's embers fade, their smoke a faint whisper, per archaeological evidence of Viking campfires. Feel the smooth beads of a bone amulet, their surface worn as you clutch it, praying to Odin for Valhalla. Per poetic Edda tales of warrior beliefs. Hear the soft creak of a nearby longship, its hull rocking, a reminder of the voyages that brought you here, per shipwreck finds showing wear. Smell the damp leather of your boots, their rot fostering sores, per studies of Viking infections. The Viking raider's life was a brutal tapestry, weaving sea, combat, and exile into a legacy that reshaped Europe, per chronicles like John of Forden's Skoda Chronicon, noting Norse impact. Your hand rests on the stone, its cold grounding, as you reflect the promise of glory fleeting against death's weight. Your modern world safety, medicine, would crumble here, where survival was a miracle. And yet the world spun on. For a moment, the stars emerge, their faint light piercing the fog. As the air carries the distant scent of pine, its crispness a quiet comfort, per Heimskringla descriptions of fjord nights. The beach is silent, its pebbles still, per archaeological surveys of coastal sites. Feel the coarse weave of your tunic, its fibers torn as you lie back. The stones chill, a steady anchor, per saga accounts of weary warriors. Hear the soft hoot of an owl, its cry blending with the wind's sigh, per poetic Edda, references to wild landscapes. Smell the faint smoke, its embers dying, as you reflect on a life of hardship voyages, battles, camps, and isolation, each a thread in a brutal saga, per studies estimating Viking mortality at 30 to 50% in raids. Historical records show your raids brought wealth and fear, reshaping trade and kingdoms, per Anglo-Saxon chronicle, accounts of Norse conquests. Your body aches, the cold deepening as you drift, the fire's last warmth, a fading lullaby. Your modern life stability, care would falter here, where death was ever present, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, reflect on this era, where Viking raiders carved a legacy through blood and endurance, the air thick with smoke and the sea's eternal rhythm. You lie by the fire, its embers a faint glow, as the fjord's mist lulls you, the saga's weight settling. Feel the cold stone, its chill a quiet anchor. As you drift, the winds moan a weary hum. Hear the echo of a world of peril, its raiders forged in hardship, per sagas and grave finds, painting a brutal life. Smell the faint tank of salt, a reminder of their voyages as the Viking age fades. Your modern world comfort, safety, crumble here, where life was a fleeting spark. Let this scene fade, its quiet legacy a testament to their struggle as you rest. The Viking raiders' saga carried on the winds of a distant age, and yet the world spun on for a moment. Picture yourself by a fading campfire on a rocky Scandinavian shore, 870 AD, the air heavy with the briny temps of the sea, its soft waves lapping against the pebbled beach, their rhythm a quiet lullaby in the twilight. You're a Viking raider, your coarse woolen tunic tattered, its frayed fibers brushing your skin as you sit on a cold stone, its rough surface grounding under your weary hands. The fire's embers glow faintly, their smoky scent curling, mingling with the crisp musk of pine from a distant forest, per archaeological finds of Viking campsites in Norway. Feel the smooth haft of your axe, its blade cool, resting beside you, a silent witness to countless raids, per Eggy saga tales of battle-worn warriors. Hear the soft hoot of an owl, its cry blending with the wind's gentle moan through the fjord, per poetic Edda descriptions of eerie nights. Smell the faint rot of damp leather, your boots worn from sea and shore, per biocheological studies of Viking infections. This is the world of the Viking raider, a brutal saga of endurance, violence, and isolation that reshaped medieval Europe. Let the gentle rhythm of this tale unfold, reflecting on a life where survival was a fleeting hope, and why your modern comforts would crumble in this era of relentless hardship. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, you lean against the stone, the air thick with the chill of dusk, its icy breath seeping through your tunic, per Heimskringla accounts of cold Norse nights. The ground is strewn with pine needles, their sharp scent a quiet anchor, as you wrap a tattered cloak tighter, its coarse wool scratchy, per finds of Viking clothing in Burka. Reflect on the brutal sea voyages, rowing through storms, the longships, planks creaking under crashing waves, per Anglo-Saxon chronicle records of perilous journeys. Feel the ache of those weeks at sea, hunger gnawing with scurvy, felling many, per studies of Viking remains showing vitamin deficiencies. Hear the faint echo of the sea, its rhythm a reminder of survival's cost, per shipwreck finds off Denmark. The relentless training comes to mind, sparring on rocky shores, your shield splintering under blows, per Egil's saga tales of grueling drills. The fire's crackle softens, recalling the forge's heat where you shaped your axe. Burns a constant risk, per archaeological evidence of smithy scars. Your modern world comfort, navigation would falter here, where every voyage was a trial. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, the embers flicker, their faint glow casting shadows, as the air carries the distant tang of salt. A memory of the raids that defined you, per annals of Ulster accounts of Norse attacks. Feel the weight of your shield, its wood battered, as you recall, charging through burning villages, steel clashing. Per the saga of Olaf Tryggvason, descriptions of chaotic combat. Hear the screams of defenders fading into smoke as blood-stained. Your axe, per bioarchaeological studies of Viking graves showing sword wounds. Smell the charred scent of thatch, its acrid tang lingering as you looted silver, per finds of church hoards in England. Raids were deadly gambles, with death or capture ever near, per chronicles estimating high losses. Your hand grips the cloak, its fibers frayed, as you think of precarious camp life, huddled under leaking tents, disease festering, per excavations at your modern safety hospitals warmth would crumble here, where every raid risked everything, and yet the world spun on. For a moment, the night deepens, the air heavy with the briny scent of the sea, its waves a soft murmur, per Heimsk accounts of shore camps. Feel the coarse blanket at your side, its wool heavy as you recall your outcast status, shunned by village longhouses, per the saga of Grettir. Hear the distant laughter from a feast hall, its warmth a world apart, as you sat alone, your crew's loyalty thin, per Anglo-Saxon chronicle, tales of exiled raiders. Smell the faint rot of your pouch, its dried fish scarce. A reminder of poverty's push to raid, per 9th century diet records. Isolation and betrayal were constant, per chronicles noting crew disputes. Your hand rests on the axe, its blade cool, as you reflect on death's shadow, battle, storm, or treachery, claiming most per studies of Viking skeletons showing violent trauma. Your modern life community care would falter here, where solitude and danger rule. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment, the stars emerged, their light piercing the fog, as the air carries the faint scent of pine, its crispness a quiet comfort, per Heimskringla descriptions of fjord nights. The fire's embers fade, their smoke a faint whisper, per archaeological evidence of Viking campfires. Feel the smooth beads of a bone amulet, their surface worn as you clutch it, praying for Valhalla. Per poetic Edda, tales of warrior beliefs. Hear the soft creak of a nearby longship, its hull rocking, a reminder of the saga that brought you here, per shipwreck finds. The Viking raider's life was a brutal tapestry, weaving sea, combat, and exile into a legacy that reshaped Europe. Her chronicles, like John of Forden's Skoda Chronicon, noting Norse impact. Your body aches, the cold deepening as you drift, the fire's last warmth, a fading lullaby. Your modern world safety, medicine would crumble here, where survival was a fleeting spark. Rest now, as the Viking Raiders saga fades, its quiet legacy carried on the winds of a distant age. And yet, the world spun on. For a moment,